Here we go. What's up, guys? Day 19. I feel great. I smoked so much weed last night, and I did wake up a little foggy and a little just, I don't know, I'm getting over the sickness, but my throat really hurt this morning. It was like, ugh. I feel decent right now, but I feel great right now as far as energy and shit, but holy fuck. I guess I just don't smoke that much, and then when I do, I take a toke or two, my girlfriend's, but I ate an edible, I smoked a bunch of tokes from the pen, then we loaded a bowl, smoked that, more pen, and I was so high, and I had the munchies like you wouldn't believe. Made a pizza, ate that. Nice thing with my diet is for 75 hard is just surplus calories, so I'm just stacking protein and lots of carbs, and I don't eat sweets, but other than that, I'm just fucking laying on, just trying to get extra carbs and protein and trying to bulk. So yeah, I had some of that. Then I had some prosciutto. I had some crab dip. And I was craving sweets after like so much salt and stuff. I was like, fuck, dude, I do want something sweet, but whatever. Yeah, getting stoned's fun. I really like it here and there. So I'm going to try to lean into that just for maybe the end of the night reward for working all day and stuff. But today/tomorrow is going to be quite the test because I am... me and my girlfriend have our date night that we do every month, and just get kind of wild and crazy. We're not drinking or anything, but probably some other substances. And then we normally spend like the next day recovering, so we're up all night. And normally we would just, stay in bed, maybe drink a little bit, watch movies, etc. And now we'll be able to do that, but I also got to do 2 workouts tomorrow. And I gotta drink the water, and I gotta do the live video stuff. So I might look pretty haggard tomorrow. So we'll see what's up. But yeah, I feel pretty good. I mean, tomorrow will be 20 days in, and it was cool. I feel good about. I did the podcast yesterday with Tink. I did have problem where my camera died, and so my camera died because I left the battery in it, and what I do is have this dummy battery that connects to the wall. So it's kind of like a butt plug that has a cord attached to it, so gives it that charge, if you know what I mean. But I had the regular battery in it, no cord attached, and so that died. And then when you're filming while that happens, sometimes the camera will the file corrupts. So I'm trying to use this software right now online that I found that it was recommended that can recover the file, but it does cost money, so we'll see how much it costs. But I'm uploading this almost 30 gigabyte file, so it's quite large, and I guess I'm gonna see what happens, but I'm a little worried about that. I did have a backup camera running, but it's only running 1080p, so I don't think any of that matters to anybody. But yeah, so last night I got home, and I was talking to my roommate, and she's all worried. She's just like, fuck, it's the last night of TikTok. And so she's like, I'm gonna go upstairs and scroll TikTok for the last little bit before it blanks out at midnight. And then she said she ended up having to run to the gas station or the store for something. And then when she got back in, she loads up TikTok, and they already pulled it. So it was just like, you could not access this from your area. And she came out, she's like, oh no, I missed like my last chance to scroll. And I was just like, it was like a fucking drug user that ran out of his cocaine, and he's like, oh fuck, we don't have any more, what are we gonna do? I thought that was pretty funny. I mean, I am sad for her, but also pretty funny. And so I was like, fuck, dude, they already pulled the trigger. And then I wake up this morning, and it's already back on. So I guess Trump promised them that he's gonna work a deal out as soon as because I mean what's today, the 19th, so he gets inaugurated tomorrow, and so yeah, I'm sure like they'll figure something out, like, which was kind of how I felt. I don't know how you feel about it. Like, I felt that I'm like, there's no way, especially now that he wants it. Like, obviously he is flip-flop completely on this issue. Way back in his first term, he was very against having TikTok and was going to do what he could to ban it. And you can roll the tape back on that shit, and worried about Chinese influence and backdoors and all that shit. And then once he had a buddy of his who's a huge investor in ByteDance donate a lot of money to his campaign, now he's singing a different tune. So that's, I mean, yeah, I mean, how many issues have we seen him flip-flop on? And to be fair, they all fucking do it. So I really, whatever. Politicians do it all the fucking time. Whatever suits their interests, you know, it's not really about what the people need, it's about what they need. Guess I still got a little cold there. But yeah, so now that he's all pro having TikTok and he's popular on TikTok and he has his support that are investors in TikTok, now we need TikTok, right? So, which, whether you think that's good or not, it does seem like he's probably going to figure out a way to work out a deal where they still work it or run it in the States, at least under his term. So, if that's the case, at least people get 4 more years. I've seen a lot of the people that I follow that are influencers, etc. They talk about how you can't just be big on one platform. You gotta work all angles because you never know when something's gonna get pulled. And one of the things that I need to work on, I was watching somebody on YouTube, and there's they're not a follower until you have an email list, and they're subscribed to your email list, because if any of these platforms can shadow ban you or can pull you off, or they don't show your shit to your entire audience, so it's those aren't real numbers. It's the email list is where it is. So that's something I really want to work on. I actually have it in my to-do list for the week, where I need to focus on putting together all the contacts I have, getting together an email list or text list, and start growing that, keeping a database of people that I'm connected with, that follow me, etc., and start putting out a newsletter, and just staying in front of people, showing them what I'm working on, photo projects, video projects, podcasts, music, etc. The more people are aware of what you got going on, the more engaged they are, the more the word spreads of what you're doing. So that's something I can look forward to working on the future. I mean, fuck, man, there's so many things to work on. I definitely want to finish some of these cleanup projects, and then I want to work on getting my music set up, where I could start working on music a few hours a week or one day a week, and then got to get the 360 photo booth out and start putting a list of places to reach out to, wedding venues and fucking event centers and businesses and stuff like that. So I think that can be a really cool way to make some extra cash, and then as well as doing real estate videos and some of the other videos I'm doing. But I am really wanting to focus on keeping my price point high and where I feel like it needs to be, so I'm not just taking tons of little odds and ends jobs that are taking away from my time and energy from the things I'm working on, but not actually adding a lot of money or forward movement. And so I want to focus, that way I have more time to focus on where I want to put my attention to. So it's going to take learning how to say no quite a bit, learning how to be firm on my pricing, and just showing people the value of what I'm offering. And then it's just if they can't afford it, then it's no big deal. I'm sure you can find somebody who can, film it on their phone for you for a lot cheaper, and then maybe you can have, maybe you don't need that high quality of stuff, and you'll be okay with doing a commercial with subpar content. But if you want something that makes your business look professional, you can hire me, but you do need to pay for it. So I feel good about that. It's just a matter of working on delivering my rates and what I cost with assurance, and with confidence, and kind of not backing down. So I know that I can survive on what I'm making at the bar, and so that's great. And then I have the time to do the things that I want to do. But yeah, I've been talking about trying to figure out a way to get, I want to get a big Nobodies LED, or my friend Ian was talking about carving out some sort of, like, building out, I was going to do a neon, sorry, but then he was talking about carving out some sort of glass thing and putting LED light, and that could be cool too. So, but I'd like to get something where it's behind me during the podcast, for branding purposes. I think it'd be really cool. So, hopefully that will come into play, by spring, where I have that in the setup, and that would be cool, at least for the studio setup. And then, but I still want to be able to travel for podcasts. So I'm obviously not going to be bringing the LED or neon or something. But I'm going to, I'm planning on bringing some stuff down to Severo's in Vegas. And want to bring my camera set up and film a podcast down there with him. I could talk about our sober journey, etc. So he's not drinking with me as well. So for the month of January, which is huge for him. I mean, dude, anytime somebody tries to, cut out drinking for a month or cut it for 3 months and they only make it 2 weeks. Like, I know a lot of people think, oh, fuck, I didn't make it the whole time. But, dude, you got to take the small wins. And you got to look at, if you didn't try, you would have just drank that entire 2 weeks. So at least you're able to make it that far. And then you can try again next month and maybe you'll get it further. And I do think it's a little bit of a bummer if people try to derail you. I know that Brittany and I talked about this in the podcast, where it's like, it does seem like people want you to fail. And people would talk to her and be like, oh, you're just not as fun when you're not drinking, and come on, like, you should drink a little with us. And it's always this pressure to go against what they decide was best for them. And I guess I'm a little bummed out by people that are like that, because it's like, dude, they are trying to better themselves, and you are trying to influence them to not better themselves just because you don't want to work on that area of your life or whatever. And Severo was telling me the story about, like, last night he went out with friends and for brunch, and they all had mimosas and he wasn't drinking, and then they just kept asking him, come on, man, just have one with us, come on, dude. And then they ordered shots, and they ordered a shot for him. I'm like, dude, that's a little rude, because he's already said, no, I'm not drinking all this month, and now you're going to tempt him with the shot right in front of his face. Like, that's, and he was strong enough to not take the shot. He's like, no, I'm not doing it, and that's fucking fantastic. But there's some people who, like, yeah, once it's in front of them, they're more likely to take it, and that's kind of fucked up to just to put that there and put that temptation in front of somebody who is trying to do better. So if you have a friend, or I don't know, somebody, just anyone that you're around, and they're trying to do something to better themselves, don't try to fucking derail them just because you think it's stupid or you aren't doing that thing, So, I mean, I've taken some shit from people about doing it. But most people are like, oh yeah, fucking good for you. And then every once in a while there'll be somebody who's like, well, like, dude, I couldn't do it, or you're fucking crazy for doing it. But there's a lot crazier people than me when it comes to, like, discipline, or we were talking about this guy that, like, walked across Antarctica carrying his own food and fuel, like on a sled, and just survived by himself. And it took like 45 or 50 days to, like, walk across Antarctica. I'm like, dude, That is absolutely nuts. Who does that? So there's obviously next level crazy people that hike the fucking Mount Everest and shit. You know, people risking dying. I just heard about this guy that he ran one marathon a day for a year. That is absolutely insane. I mean, even like, so that means he has to fly to different ones because he's finding these different marathons and mapping them all out and stuff. But yeah, so I don't think that 2-a-day workouts and not drinking for 75 days is really that crazy. But yeah, man, support your friends if they're like trying to do a challenge or do something that is hard and that is helping them be a better person. Like, support them. Don't try to like get them to off the rails or whatever. So yeah. Anyway, tomorrow when I check in, I might be a little haggard, but we'll keep getting it done. I'm committed to doing this. So. Yeah, that's about it. I'll check in tomorrow. Hope you have a good day. Peace.